My voice is a little scratchy today. I'm probably going to lose it because I've been talking a lot. And I'm not used to talking a lot. Imagine that. But I have something just amazing that I have to share with you guys. And I'm going to have to split it into 2 videos because I want you to savor every minute of it. And there is a lot. First, I'm going to tell you about my little start that I did yesterday. I started because they replayed Yellow Submarine, a YouTube special from the Beatles. I made a fresh start on Yellow Submarine because I wanted to do that. Here's my sad little start. I was busy yesterday, but I did sit down and watch a little bit of that video and get that start done. I, on my Facebook page, posted out there that if you show me a finish or whip of one of the 6 of the Blackbird Designs Beatles charts, and I won't remember them all right now. They called it the Magical Mystery Tour. It was Yellow Submarine, Long and Winding Road, Eleanor Rigby, Blackbird. How many was that? That's like 4 or 5. There's one more. Octopus Garden. There are 6. Anyway, if I didn't say 6, you can go look them up. But if you post me a whip or finish on one of those on that Facebook post, and if you don't do Facebook, do it on Instagram. I'm cool with that. Before Memorial Day, I'm going to pick 4 random winners because there were 4 Beatles, and I'll give you a little prize. So just a fun little stitch along. People have already posted pictures, and it's been beautiful to see them all. So I hope you join in the fun with that, and go watch that video. I was just amazed. I was born in 1968, and clearly I don't think I ever got to watch that video. But it was just fun. It's a sing-along, and it's animated, and it's just mesmerizing. I mean, the animation of it and all the different creatures is just really pretty cool. And they kind of restored it both digitally. They didn't do it digitally. There's a note at the end that said they had to do it all by hand because the film was so delicate. But they restored it all of the artwork, and remastered, I think, the music for it too. So it's a pleasure. So while you're sitting at home wondering what to do with yourself, get some stitching out, make a start, make a finish, post a whip. If you don't have a chart, you can order it from us. We updated our inventory, and we'll get more. They're still available, I believe. Most of them are. I know they are. So if we do sell out, we'll get more. But, stitch with us. It'll be fun. I'll get mine finished by Memorial Day, I'm pretty sure. They're quick, fun, easy stitch. Okay, that's behind us. Now, for the good stuff. If you need to go to the bathroom, go ahead and go to the bathroom. If you need to get something to drink, go get something to drink. You're going to want to enjoy every little single second of this. And like I said, this is part 1. There'll be a part 2. And they're not in any particular order. Well, they are. They're in the order that I unpacked them. But it's such a shame for a lot of reasons, but it's such a shame that we are closed to the public right now because we are just filthy rich in trunk shows. And I just want to thank all the designers that have loaned me their stuff. We've got a few to work through, but this one is Jeannette Douglas, and I am, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm getting ready to post part 5, our lesson number 5 of learning stitches. And so I thought that was a great time to put this trunk show out there. We're a third of the way through with that. So I hope you've been doing learning stitches. But if you, when I unpacked this stuff, I was just like, everything I looked at, I was just like, wow. Because I loved all the charts. And I've seen Jeanette's trunk show at Market at Nashville. But I fell in love with this stuff. There's not a single thing in her portfolio that she has sent us that I would not just be thrilled to sit down and stitch. I love every single one of them. So there's some special things in here for the Canadians. As we know, Jeanette's Canadian. But there's so many beautiful things. And a lot of it does have some specialty stitches. Some of it has some really cool specialty threads and silks. A lot of it's just regular cross stitch. There's some finishing. We have, just as we're going through this, we have all of the charts. And I believe that all the inventory got updated or added to the website. If it's not, I'll get that done for you. But I think we got all that done in the last couple weeks. We have some quantity of all of the embellishment kits. We have all the boxes. If there is anything that I show you that you want, it should be on our website. And if you can't find it, you let me know and I'll get it for you from Jeanette, because we're still getting shipments from Canada. So this is part one. I hope you enjoy this stuff in no particular order. So let's has a little start. There's some stuff behind me. I know you can see it. See, I'm already going to forget the name. I think it's called Pumpkin Stitches. Yes, Mini Pumpkin Stitches. So this is Mini Pumpkin Stitches, and I'm going to give you close-up looks of this stuff. Of course, the framing is beautiful, and the framing on this was done by Edie's Framing. It says so on the back. But just gorgeous. Look at those stitches. And so Jeanette's book, Learning Stitches, was a great one to pick to learn these specialty stitches. So, if you get any of these charts, she tells you how to do the specialty stitches in there. Of course, you know how to start with the pumpkin because we are Sassy Jacks. And the Jack is short for jack-o'-lantern. One of the play on words of jack-o'-lantern. The other one is for my little kitty cat. Okay, so Mini Pumpkin Stitches. We love this one. And it's small, easy to do. And it's not on a high count fabric. I want to say that's 32 count, something like that, 32.28. It is on linen. Specialty stitches generally have to be done on linen. So that one's on linen. Okay, so that was number one. All right. And I'm going to start counting or we'll feel overwhelmed. This is the Four Seasons sampler. I love this. When I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm stitching that. I just love it. I love the boat. I love the house. I just love this one. Really, really beautiful. And again, if you decide you want to do it with the called for threads, we do have the thread packs for all of these. This is the Four Seasons sampler. I hope you enjoy like a little trunk show like this. I wish you were here, but hopefully you're looking at it on a big screen TV. If you're on your laptop, you might want to go jump to your smart TV if you can. All right. That's a beauty there. A beauty. And I think I've seen this one stitched where some people change the flag on that ship to different flags, flag for their own country or something like that. There's a few little beads on here, like these beautiful little dragonflies. Right there have beads on them. There's some beads. There's a few little charms. There's a little bird charm on there. You can see it over here in spring, right there. Just gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to show you a little shaker box. So this is called Spring Posy, I believe. Let me find it. Just when you think you have yourself organized. Yes, spring wool pincushion and fob. So this one's called Spring Wool Pincushion and Fob. This is what the chart looks like if you need that. That's under wraps, but oh, it says it on the back. I have to start looking at that. And this is in a lone elm pin box. And if you've never held a lone elm in your hand, they are stunningly beautiful. There's a few makers of shaker boxes out there, and there's some good ones out there, but these lone elm boxes are just beautiful. They're kind of expensive, but they're well worth the money. So these we special order for you. So if you want some of these, you let us know. Some of them we have in stock. That's what the back looks like. It's just really, 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 really well made, but just a beautiful finish. If you didn't want to put it in this lone elm box, you can put it in a tart tin too. Works just fine in there. And one of my local stitchers has bought some of the tart tins and spray painted them to match the design, and that's been really pretty. We've got two on display here in the shop. So if you decide you want to do it in a 4-inch tart, it will fit in there too. So this is called Spring Wool Pincushion. I believe this one's all cross stitch. Tis. This one is all cross stitch. So, and it's got some probably lady dot trim around it. Very pretty little thing. I'm going to show you this sweet little pin cushion. So this is called Needles and Pins, and it's a long pin cushion, also with the little palms on it. It's got some quilt squares on it. Just really pretty. The back of it's pretty neat. It's got a heart, a little heart stitched on it. Let's see. This one's got little buttons on it, so you could get a little embellishment pack for this one too. And it's got a few little specialty stitches, so I'll show it up to you close. I love this. These are my colors though. I love fall. Okay. Alrighty. Get so excited. Alright. This one's 4 different designs on one board. Okay. So it's called Spring Bird, Summer Flower, Autumn Acorn, and Winter Deer. And it's also really beautiful. So these charts come separately though. 4 different little charts. And you could stitch them closer together and finish them up together. Or you could stitch it where you switch them out each season. But it would be pretty, I think, to put these blocks together and make one sampler out of it. Get that up close. A few little beads on it. Little embellishment packs. Just really, really pretty. And these have a little bit of specialty stitch in them. Nothing you couldn't handle. Really, really nice. Okay. So that's that one. Oh, this one is a Tulip shaker box. And it's also on a lone elm box. Really pretty. So this finishes out on one of the larger lone elm boxes. It's not huge. It'll tell you in the instructions. I want to say it's 6 inch. And it's all cross stitch. So this one is all cross stitch. Isn't it beautiful? And it's got some chenille trim on it. And if you've never had a chance to hold, and there's some Jabco button on the top, a spring Jabco, to hold one of these shaker boxes in your hand, go visit a shop that's got some and pick one up. They're substantial. They're lovely. Very beautiful. Again, and we can order that for you. I can show you the inside. Has a little note in here because when they send stuff, they put stuff on the inside. This is the inside of this. And here's the joining part of it. So, really pretty. Very nice. And so you just mount your piece on the top. It's got a place for you to mount it in. Tulip shaker box. Okie dokie. Okay, this is called Paporia Stitches, and I love this one. And this one has an embellishment pack too, so if you decide you want to do this one, you can get the embellishment pack. And this one does have specialty stitches. That's the beauty of this one. But she gives great instruction. You would be able to do it. So, oh, there's a ton of little stitches in here. This would be a nice one to stitch right now and give to a friend. You could personalize it. You could put your name on it, their name on it, the year. Or you could put something else in there beside the word friends, but it's pretty. I love this one. This is one I definitely want to stitch for sure, for sure. Okay, this one is called Vintage Birds. I love this. It's on a picture of this plus fabric. I love the colors of it. She's done several in this series. Sorry I'm peeking around it. I have to look around it to see where it's like situated. There's a gorgeous peacock on it. Everything on this is beautiful. It's really pretty. Vintage Birds. And it's all cross stitch except for some eyelets and the peacock tail feathers. So that's a really straightforward one to do. Beautiful. Yeah, the only thing that's not cross stitch are the little eyelets in there. I'll show them up close to you. Isn't that pretty? Fabulous. Okay. Beautimus. Alrighty. This is Star Center Quilt. And this is done in a red colorway. This one's just really beautiful too. If you're a quilter and you cross over between cross stitch and quilting, you might like this one a lot. I love it. And it's got some not really hard specialty stitches, just basically some satin stitches in it, long stitches to make up the pointy parts of the quilt. I love the colors on it. Star Center Quilt. Just beautiful. Very, very pretty. I want to stitch them all. Can you tell? I have trouble with this. One's one of my favorites. This one's called Vintage Animals. I love this. Again, it's on Picture This Plus. That looks like the balloon. I'd have to check it, but I love this one a lot, a lot, a lot. A raccoon, a fox, some deer, owl, birds, bees. Looks like maybe that's a squirrel down at the bottom, a bunny rabbit, and a little hedgehog. Even a little fish in there. Very, very pretty. Vintage Animals. Beautiful. I likes it. Okay. This one is called, oh, we did that one. Star Center Quilt. We did that one. Okie dokie. Let's get ourselves situated. We've got some big ones behind me. Okay. I'll show you this one. I believe it's called Quilt Box. It is. It's right on top here. So this is the chart for it. Quilt Box. This is what it looks like. It's really, really pretty. Another one, if you've got a friend that's a quilter. This one's kind of neat. So she's actually got some smalls in here. So if you look at this chart, it's got some little small fobs and cushions with it. And we've got those too. So I'll show you those. Oh gosh, they're gorgeous. This would make a great gift for a friend who's a quilter. Let's get up close on that. It does have some specialty stitches, but they're not hard. You can do that. They're just long stitches. Alright, let me show you the littles. A little bitty pin cushion. Oh. Another one. Siblings. Different colorways. Another one. There's three. And they're just finished with wool. So, if you put a note in your order and tell me you want some wool for the back, we've got lots of wool. I can pick you a color that matches and send it with it. We have them in small pieces. So, they're just finished in wool. People come in all the time and ask me, what do you do with that wool? Because they know that we don't do quilting. And we do some wool applique. We have some wool applique. And I told them we do finishing with it. This is a sweet, sweet little fob. Here's another one. This one's even tinier. It's the same. Just looks tinier. Different colors. And that's just using, you know, I think it's just using some of the designs off the chart. But she actually has other designs in the chart. So, again, like if you look at this, she's got them pulled out. This would make a fabulous gift. And so there's two colorways in here. And we do have the embellishment pack and the threads and stuff. If you decide you want to stitch that, you can pick your colorway on that. Okay. This is a little called Gather Friends, and it's really sweet. So, there's, oh, that's cool. That's why this one's in here. This one's stitched 2 ways. So, let me show you these first. Gather Friends. How about that? A little pinkish and finished in wool. Look at the little, isn't that sweet? Okay. Here's the gather. Got their little acorns on there and their pumpkins. These all come on the same chart. And then, this is an alternative that you can do one on the front and one on the back. Very pretty. And palms, finish with palms. Smalls. Fun. Okay. Now, last year, Jeannette came out with a series called Letters from Mom. And there's 2 ways you can stitch this. You can stitch it into smalls, or you can stitch it into one large sampler. And so this was a special envelope that you could have made for it. And this is from Carolina Stitcher made this, which is Faye Rigsby. And so she made this. I'm sure she could still make some for you with this fabric or something similar. When you stitch it and you send it to Faye, and she'll make it for you. And this is all cross stitch except for a little bit of back stitch. But you could make this for somebody in your life that's a student, your kid, I guess, if it's going to be Letters from Mom. Or you could make it for somebody else. And then you've got all the little individual months, and there's 12, one for each month. And they all have kind of little, this one's a token of love. This is February. This one was Live Peacefully. Proceed is the way it opens. Now these charts are kind of neat because there's normal floss in here, and then there's one specialty fiber. But instead of making you go out and find the specialty fiber, she included it in the chart. So, like, this is the chart for April, and this is Live Peaceably. We just looked at that one. And you'll see in here it has this specialty silk. So, for the specialty fiber that you need, it's included in the chart. And each one of these charts are separate, including the first one that said Letters from Mom. Now, I was going to make it for my stepdaughter, and so I was going to put on there Letters from Kim. I also want one for myself, and I'm probably going to call that Letters from Mom because I lost my mom when I was really young, and she was really young. She was 60. I was 22. So I was in college, but I really lost her before I was old enough to listen to her. That's the way that happened. And so each one of these has a little bit of specialty stitch, but not a lot. Like that has a little bitty, tiny bit of black work on that apple. This one has some eyelets again on the peacock feathers. But I wanted this for myself, and so for me, I'm going to make it in the form of a sampler where they're all together. And Jeannette gives you instructions for that. But if you do this, each chart is separate with that thread in it, that specialty thread. And you'll learn a little specialty stitch with each one, which is kind of nice, and it's small. And you could just make it as a token. Like if there's one like this one, Remember Me, this would be great for a friend right now too. She has the year 1956 on it. Probably a special year to her. This is a bunny rabbit, Kindness Speaks. I love that. Some black work in there with another color thread. It's not black. And you don't have to finish them like this. I mean, you could finish them any way you want to. I'm sure Faye would finish them for you if you don't want to finish them yourself. But, you could, this is a real easy finish if you wanted to do it. There's lots of ways you could do it. You could hem stitch it and attach it to a piece of wool, a wool back. You could make a pin cushion out of it. You could put it on the front of a bag, or you can make it into the sampler. But the idea behind it was that if you had a kid going to college, she actually started with the September one, I think, and worked her way back through the year, is that you would send one each month that your kid was away. It'd be really neat to send to a sister. And instead of letters from mom, you could just put letters from whoever. You don't even have to do that part. You could just do all the little pieces. This is a great one. Seasoned Friends. And it's meant to be just a reminder of the things that are important in life. So, anyway, I just think they're beautiful. I've wanted to stitch this since she came out with it. I want to stitch all of these, though. If you haven't picked up on that yet, that's the theme of this. And it only gets worse with all the ones that I look at. This is very, very beautiful. This is called Strawberry Stitches. This is in a really, really beautiful box. And I think this box comes from Old Colonial. Just really gorgeous, gorgeous boxes. I actually own one of these boxes because I wanted to stitch one of these, but I haven't done it yet. But this has a little bit of specialty stitches on it on the flower petals, but that's it. And the rest is just back stitch and cross stitch. Well, there's a little bit in the strawberries, but it's just straight stitches. It's nothing crazy. Strawberry stitches. If you don't want to finish it into this box, you could frame it. Just really, really lovely. Okay. And I need to find the chart for the next one. I think I know what it's called, but I don't want to mess it up. Maybe I didn't bring that chart. This is called Acorn Shaker box, though. Really beautiful box. Another one from Lone Elm. I think this one is all cross stitch. Yeah, this one's all cross stitch. And then it's just got some palms that go around the border. Really pretty. So if you don't want to invest in this Lone Elm box, which I think they're beautiful, but if you can't afford it or you don't want to, this also finishes out really nicely on a paper mache box. So, you can find a paper mache box at your local hobby store, and you can finish it out on that. And what you would do with that is you would just cut a circle out the size of the box lid on mat board or foam core, and you would lace your design on that circle and put some batting behind it so that it's a little bit soft on the top. And then you would attach that either to the top of your box, or if you wanted to put it on the inside, you could put it on the inside, either on the inside top or on the inside bottom, and just keep it for a treasure box. The box itself, if you were going to do paper mache, you can paint the box, and then you sand it with some sandpaper a little bit, and then you can take some brie wax, which you can get at any woodworking shop, and put the brie wax over the box, and it just kind of gives it a matte finish, an antique finish, or you could just leave it painted. I made a beautiful box like that for my now husband. I made it for him for Valentine's Day, and I put the design on the bottom on the inside because I was thinking he could just put letters and stuff in there, and he insisted that I take that out of the bottom and put it in the top because he did not want to mess it up. So I had to take it out of the bottom and put it on the top of the box. So, but if you put it on the bottom or the inside top, you could put one on the outside too if you wanted to. There's lots of fun things you can do. But Acorn Shaker. Very lovely, pretty thing. Okay, I'm going to go to some other fun things here. Hold on. I'll have to get up and get to them. Switch some things up. Okay, this first one, so these boxes are, ooh, I'm going to drop something out of it. These really beautiful boxes. We do have these boxes in stock. I want to tell you who they're made from. So this comes from Doodling Around Design. And we do have these boxes if you decide you want these boxes. And so you have things, treasures hidden underneath there. So this one is called the Pumpkin Patch Box. I'm going to show you each one individually. So this first little guy, he is got a little measure on the back of him. And you can buy the embellishment kits for this. And the embellishment kits come with the wool pieces and with the other little things that you need like that. So you would get the wool, the little charm that's on the front, this little measuring tape thing that's on the back, and it has this little tiny pair of scissors in here. Now, I don't think the scissors come with the embellishment, but we can get you the scissors. But I think the idea is that the scissors would sit inside that little tape measure like that. And so these boxes do have a lot of specialty stitches and beads and just all things beautiful. But again, Jeannette gives you great directions. So that's that piece of it. Of course, you know, I think I own this one. Probably I bought this chart 2 or 3 times. This is a tiny little baby biscornu with some pins in it. And I can show you how to finish a biscornu. They're not hard. They're fun. I take that back. This is not a biscornu. Delete that. This is just a little pin cushion. A wee little baby pin cushion. And it's all cross stitch, and then it's got a little button in the middle. It's finished with wool on the back. So sweet little baby pin cushion. It looks like a little pumpkin. Okay. And each of these little guys have a little tab at the top, so you can pull it out of your little box. This one's beautiful. And this has got a little specialty stitch on it and a little crow on the front. And then on the back, it has a cool little surprise. So this is your little pin keep, needle keep. This is your needle keep with the wool on the back. This little guy is your pin keep, pin cushion. This little guy is your scissor keep because it had the thing on the back for the scissors and had the little scissors. And then this beautiful, beautiful thing right here. Isn't that gorgeous? Little black kitty. And it's finished on the back. It's a little Jabco button. This is one of my favorites. I love the pumpkins and acorns, obviously. And then this box is just really nicely made. So, again, that might be you. So all of the pieces come in one chart. This is what the chart looks like. And so the chart has all the different charting for all the different pieces. And then if you get the embellishment kit, it has the wool in it. I don't know if it has all the beads and stuff in it. I know it has the wool. But if you don't want to get the embellishment kit, it also tells you what you need. Items in bold are in the thread or the wool pack. So the little crow button, the wool, the measuring tape, a little bit of floss to make the little tag, and some Gloriana thread. So specialty threads, a little bit of the specialty thread that you need for it. So, again, that's that one. Fun stuff. They're not meant to be held up like that. Okay, this next one is the birdie one. Well, it's called a bird box, and I love this one. I think this was like one of the first ones that she came out with. It's kind of the same premise. I loved this one. And I do remember that the wool pack for this one does come with that peacock pin in it, which I just thought was fantastic. So that peacock pin is from Jabco. I love it. And you've got that other Jabco button on the front too. And it's just finished with wool on the back. And Jeannette put her initials and the date on it. This was the first year that I went to market. No, I went in 2015, I think. 2014 is when we technically incorporated, and I think I went to market in 2015. Okay. Then here you have your little needle keep. And it's finished with wool on the back. Here you have your scissor keep, also with these little bitty baby scissors, which some of them we have, and we can get the others for you. And it's got a little pocket on this one, which I'll put it in there so you can see it. So on this one, your scissors fit in there like that. And it has a little tiny button on the back. And then your little, this is a biscorny. That's why I got a little confused. Then you have your little pin keep. And this is a biscorny. And again, I can show you how to make those. They're fun. And I'm sure Jeannette gives you good instructions in there. I'm pretty sure I own this chart too. I remember buying it. I don't remember stitching it, but I remember buying it. I loved it. Okay. Now, this guy I want to show you. I'm going to bring it over here. So, this is a little keep for the little boxes, the other little boxes that I'm getting ready to show you. And it spins, and if you decided you wanted to stitch all these little boxes, you could buy this, you could keep them in there, and it's room for one to sit on the top. So if you decided you want to do that. But let me show you the little boxes. This is called the Christmas box. And so similar to the other one, you've got all these sweet little smalls in here. And we do have these individual boxes. This one's from, I always say this wrong, Crab and Mary Woods. But I think they might be, I don't know if that's a different company or not, but I know we have these boxes. And this is a pin cushion, a little long pin cushion. I'll show them to you individually. And it's got these little pins that you can add to it. And they pull out with these sweet little tabs, just like before. And that one's got a ribbon on the back. You could keep your scissors on that. Oh, I'll hold that up higher. There's your ribbon. You keep your scissors in it. And we have the embellishment kits for this, which means they have the threads and they have the ribbon and stuff in the wool. This is your needle keep. That's all cross stitch. You can keep pins and needles on the back of this too. You could actually add some little floss tags on the back of this if you wanted to. And I think it would still lay in there okay. There's lots of room for it to lay in there. So if you put a few little floss tags on the back, you could put some little ivory rings on there, attach them, and then you could put some floss on the back, little floss tabs. That's a really pretty one. This one's called the Journey, I think, or Bon Voyage. Let me find the chart for it. Yeah, Journey Box is what it's called. Ooh, goodness. And I think it's just beautiful. So I'm going to show you the little pieces of it. Looks like a postal stamp. And that's the needle keep. Here's your little pin cushion. Another little tiny baby biscornu. It's not the tiniest one I've seen. I've made one that's teeny tiny. It's all cross stitch. I love this one. This is your scissor keep. Ribbon on the back, and it's got a sweet little charm on the front. This one is really pretty. Hot air balloons. I love it. So that one's called the Journey Box. And the charts actually say like the Journey Box on it. So I can find one for you. Yeah, this is the Journey Box chart. So, and it tells you, you know, all the different threads and stuff you need if you don't want to get the embellishment pack. And those little scissors are Kelmscott little gem scissors. They're not included in the chart or in the embellishment kit. but we have those. We can get them for you. Okay. Let's look at the next one. Oh, you're going to love this one. This is the Mermaid Box. They're not meant to do that. So let's go through them one by one. So this one's star-shaped, a little pin cushion. It's really sweet. Beads. Yeah, it's got some little specialty stitches on it. Fun stuff. Sweet little Jabco fish pin. This is your needle keep. Looks like the ocean, doesn't it? I love the colors on this one. It's got wool on the back. So again, you know, you can get the embellishment pack with this one. And the little pearl beads on there. Little freshwater pearl beads. That's kind of cool. They kind of look like air bubbles. This is your scissor keep. Again, you got the little gem scissors. And then you have a really pretty little mermaid. I know that this one got taught as a class. That's my husband calling me. Can you hear? Supper time. He's been out riding his dirt bike today. At least we know he made it through. He's still alive. I love this one. All right, we're going to take a little break and we'll call him back and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Had to let him know that I was still here. So there's one more box in here. It's called the Stitch Box. And, you know, I'm hard-pressed to pick a favorite here. But I love this one too. Okay, let me show you this piece. Lovely little squirrel acorn. Some specialty stitches there. I love the black work. Really, really beautiful. Again, with just wool on the back. This is a long pin cushion, and it's got some really neat little pins on it. And this one actually holds a little ruler, and I bet the others would hold a little ruler too. This one holds a little ruler, and you know, we make Sassy Jack's rulers too. I'm sure you can get this one for Jeannette. We might have it. But we'd love to give you a Sassy Jack ruler too. It's got a little squirrel pin, little acorn pin. Really pretty little pins in it. This is your needle keep, and that's kind of cool. It looks like a spool on the back. Beautiful Bargello stitches. This is your scissor keep. Looks like little acorns on the front, and it's got a little wool acorn on the back. It's got the beautiful little sterling silver charm on it. And the little gem scissors. Gold ones in here. So I can get them for you. So you have to buy these separate. Okay. Alright, and that's all of our little boxes. Okay, now I want to show you one more that's up here, and then I'm going to go to the backs. This is Take Time to Stitch. This is another one I think everybody should do, especially now, because a lot of people are stitching right now, but you know, normally we don't take enough time to stitch. I love this one. So, that one. Okay, so I'm going to grab these things from the back. This is Halloween sampler. Really beautifully framed. Really cool mats. Edie's framing did that. Get it close for you. You can see some of the detail on it. Love this one. And this one is all cross stitch. A little bit. It's got a little bit of a A little bit of satin stitches in it, but it's mostly cross stitch. That's not on there. Of course, it's not going to hang straight. Okay. Got it now. This is Kind Karen. And so there's a whole series of these little guys, all with little names. And the rest will be in the next video. But I love Kind Karen with her flosses and her spools and scissors and really fun one. This is called Vintage Flowers. Another one, this one's all cross stitch, I believe. Beautiful, beautiful colors in here. Be nice to do that whole series. There's some other ones. You've seen Vintage Animals. I don't know that I've shown you all of them yet. This one I love. This is Hollandaise Merklop. Show you the whole thing. This one I'm definitely stitching one day. I love this. Love it. I lived in Holland for a little while. Probably told you that before. Just in case you missed it. This is probably one of my very most favorites. We could do a stitch along with this. Sal. You know I love Sal's. Alright, let's see. It's got some Bargello work in it. Some other specialty stitches, long stitches. They're not hard. Scotch stitches. I think you can do it, especially if you do our learning stitches class. It's no big deal. I'm doing that one. I hope you do it with me. I'm excited about it. Okay, this one is another one of my favorites. And this is 4 charts that have been put together right here. This one is a really, really beautiful. Let me find that chart because I know I have that out here. I want to give you the correct name for it. Let's put it up. Hold on a second. I dropped it. Let me get it. Well, it says on it what it is. So it's 4 charts, and they're seasonal, and they say by the sea. So it's winter by the sea, autumn by the sea, spring by the sea, summer by the sea. So you get one section on each chart. And you could just stitch 1/4 if you wanted to. I think it's really beautiful done together. And these are ones that we have the embellishment pack for as well. So if you want to get the threads and stuff for it, we've got those packs. But I love this one, but you need 4 charts to finish this one up like this. So it's blah blah by the sea. So spring by the sea, winter by the sea, autumn by the sea, summer by the sea. And they're gorgeous. I love the octopus. I like them all. Okay. Okay, this is learning stitches, and so if you wanted to do the full sampler after you finish up our learning stitches class, this is what this one looks like. Let me get a close-up view of it. If you used her thread options. I love it. Beautiful, and we have that embellishment pack if you want to buy the threads to do it exactly like that. We do have it. Okay. This is called Patriotic Sampler. This one's really pretty. I have time to finish this before 4th of July if you wanted to. Very, very pretty. Kind of brings back in that quilt theme again. I love that one. This is the Christmas sampler. Also another wonderful framing job. That one's mostly all cross stitch. It's got a few specialty stitches in it, and it's got some really neat embellishments. The little pearls on the heart. Let's see that. A little bit of chronic in there. Just a really pretty one. This is the ABC sampler. We'll redo that other one. I love this one. I love all the specialty stitches on it. Let's see what it says. My name is Jeannette Douglas, and with Needle and Thread, I've wrought this sampler in the year of 2011 in Calgary, AB, Alberta, Canada. So, this is another one that you could do after you finished our Learning Stitches classes. I think you could master this one pretty easily. All the letters are cross-stitch. Really beautiful. Okay, so that's all we had for today. I hope that you enjoy seeing all those up close and personal. I'm just in love. I've fallen in love with these, and I definitely enjoyed walking you through them. There's a whole nother, that many more to go. So come back for part 2 of this video. We'll come back and we'll get through the rest of this trunk show and let you enjoy all that. And, you know, I hope you enjoy stitching some of this stuff. Some of you probably already have. And I look forward to seeing it. Go post it on the either the Instagram or the Facebook page for Sassy Jacks. I would love to see it. And, you know, I'm sorry you don't get to see it in person, but this is the best I could do. And I look forward to getting through the rest of it with you. And I look forward to stitching some of this beautiful stuff. So, and thank you to Jeannette so much for letting us host this beautiful trunk show and share it with people. I hope you guys have a good little bit of stitching time until we see each other again. And I will see you soon. Bye.